adding the two together. And that would just be what? Be x squared plus 3x plus 5, right? If you added it together. Everybody see that? What about the second one? Look, doing this, adding and subtracting them is sort of a giveaway problem. Those are sort of giveaways. But what does this mean when you see this? When you see the circle, that means what? Composite functions. F composite g of x means, if you think about this, let me go back and let me just do this. You see this problem right here? How do we say do this? Find f of 2. We do that, right? Which tells us to do what with the 2? Put the 2 in for x, right? Could they, in fact, tell you to do this? Find f of x plus h. We've done those, haven't we? Where we do what? Every single place you see an x, you plug in what? An x plus h. Everybody still with me? Well, what this means over here, this, it says, really, you want to do this. Does everybody see what this is saying? It says, plug in to the function right here. Every single place you see an x, you want to put what? You want to put this function in its place. Is that making sense? So if that's the case, then it would become this. This would now become f of what? Everybody see that? See how easy that was? They could come back and say, do what? Like that. They could say, find g composite f of x. That means you would do what? You would take this function and put into this function every single place you see an x, you would replace it with what? Does everybody see what I did? Did that answer your questions?
Yeah, I'm good. What if there's an h of x? What if there's an h of x?
What do you say?
What if there's an h of x? H of x?
Oh, you mean h? I don't understand. What if there's a
An h of x.
You'd have to have a function h of something. You'd have to have like this. Are you saying if you had this? Yeah. This is what? This is the same thing as saying y, right? This is what would this be a matter of right here? You could say that h, the height of something, is a function of x. In other words, the height is a function of x. But usually when we say this, g sub x, it just say what? That's just the function g sub x. To let you know it's different from what? F of x. F and G are two different functions. That's all it's saying. It's just a naming, nomenclature of something, you know? Like, we did this one, remember this? H of T was what? That means that the height that the rock went up in the air is a function of time. Now, remember doing that? Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
So, it's like the other day, we wrote the area of a circle. We wrote the area of a circle as a function of the diameter, right? You remember doing that the other day?
Yep.
And we got what? Remember that? That's the area of a circle as a function of its diameter, see? If you want to write the area of a circle as a function of its radius, it would be what? Pi, or like that. So the area is now a function of the radius. Make sense, everybody? No? Sometimes you may see it written like this. And that's what you've been given. F of x is equal to x squared plus 2x plus 1. And g sub x is equal to what? Like that. You see this, everybody? What does that mean when you see it written like this?
Plug in the 3 in the...
Yeah, when you finish, put the 3 in for x. In other words, when you finish doing the composite function, then they're wanting you to do what to it? Put the 3 in its place. Does that make sense? Yes? It's sort of hard to gauge because I can't tell when people are working on my problems or your own. Where do you write these functions like this, a function of one versus the other one? It would be like this, everybody. Let's suppose that a gardener has 96 feet of fencing material to put up a rectangular garden. He wants a rectangular garden. And you can say something to the effect that you may say that the length and width, okay, L and W, write the area of his garden as a function of its length. Write the area of his garden as a function of its length. That's why we study these kind of things. Let's see who can do that problem. As soon as you get it, let me know. I'll come look at it. Hey, who's got it? What is that? Oh, I'll see that.
Find the, I didn't even, I heard function, find the area of a garden. Function or something.
Can you write the problem on the board? Can you repeat it? Can you write the problem on the board or at least repeat it?
No, you don't need to.
There.
Y'all busy doing other stuff anyway, so why should I bother writing it on the board?
We not bothered writing it on our paper?
How many of you heard what I said? Nobody? Nobody heard what I said? One person did? Did y'all hear what I said?
Yes.
How many else heard what I said?
I mean, we didn't hear what you said.
Well, I know how many didn't hear what I said. Most of you. How many was listening to what I said? Most of you wasn't. I just said this. A guy has 96 feet of fence to make a rectangular garden. And I said you can call the length L and the width W if you want to. But he wants you to write the area as a function of the length. So you have to write the area as a function of the length. In other words, the area of the garden is very simple to write down, but if you wrote it as L times W, you have written it in terms of L and W. He does not want that. He wants it written in terms of one variable called what? Called L. So it's very, very simple to do. The area of a garden is length times width. He told you that he had 96 feet of fence. There's 2 L's plus what? And if you drew a picture, it would look like this. And this would be W, this would be W, that would be L, and the area is equal to length times width, right? So what they told you up here, that he had 96 feet up here. So you solve this equation up here for W, this would be what? You can actually cancel here if you like. This would be what?
48.
Does everybody see that? So it'd be very simple to come over here and say, now, let's write this as a function of L. L and W is what?
48 minus L.
So A sub L would now be 48L minus what? I mean, it's quite obvious that you look at the problem and you can see that the area is written as a function of L. Because all you see written here is an L. Am I making sense? Okay, that's all the sense I'm going to make, so it's over. I think it's time to go anyway. That's why you were doing this stuff a while ago, writing this as a composite functions and stuff. I'm through, so.